words of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say, it's stamping up and it's our way.
Hey everyone, it's Pauline from Stamp with Pauline, and today we're going to be going through the Wildflower birthday scrapbooking kit. If you'd like to play along, I'm going to go through all of the measurements so you can cut all of your designer series paper and cardstock. You'll need a couple of sheets of 12 by 12 white, and you'll need some designer series paper in 12 by 12 and a couple of coordinating sheets as well, and some extra white to be able to mat your photos to. Don't worry about printing your photos just yet. We'll get to that later, and you can always add them and some extra embellishments later as well. If you have the kit and you want to join along, grab that and we can get started on that. I'll turn my lights on, turn the camera down, and we'll see how we go. Right, for the cardstock, this is the peach pie light and dark that are here, and they measure 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/4, 1 1/4 inches by 5 inches. Then we have 1 1/4 inches by 10 inches and 1 1/4 inches by 9 3/4 inch. To move on to the designer series paper, what we've got here is the blue floral that comes in the kit, but you're going to cut this at 1 1/4 inches by 10 1/4 inches. Another piece which is 1 1/4 inches by 5 inches. For this designer series paper with the cupcakes, with the cakes on it I've got here, this is 5 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch. Then we have here, the strip here is 10 inches by 1 1/4 inch. We have the large piece of this designer series paper, which is 7 inches by 10 1/2. We have this strip, which is 3 inches by 10 1/2. We have a piece of the spotted designer series paper, which is cut at 9 1/4 inches by 9 inches. And then we have this piece here, which has got the green check as well, and this is 4 3/4 by 9 inches. We have two pieces of the white cardstock, which measures 11 inches by 11 1/2 inches, and we have two sheets of designer series paper, which is the 12 by 12. So we've cleared everything away. I've got the layout here ready to go. I've got my 12 by 12 inch paper down. I've got my 11 by 11 1/2 piece of the white to go down. Now for all of the pieces that we're going to need for the left side, we're adding the piece of the spotted designer series paper. Then we're adding the piece of the cake designer series paper down. Then we're adding the strip of this designer series paper, followed by just layering on top of each other there, and then another piece overhanging onto here. Just going to tuck that down under there for a sec. All right. And then this piece goes here. And then we have our label here, and then we have our sticker sheet here which says special day. That goes on to the layout here. We're adding the 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 photo mat here, and then we're taking one of the mats that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and that sits there as well. And that is that layout on that side done. Then for the other side, what you do is we lay down the patterned spotted paper first, followed by the cupcake. I always say cupcakes, sorry, the cakes. We're going to be putting the cakes down. Then we add the strip. I've made the banners at the end of each of these strips, so they go down like that. And then the next yellow, and it is probably a bit hard to see on the paper, or like on the camera, that they are actually light and dark. And then I'm lining up the pink strip going along here. I have the embellishment box going on here. I've got the 4.25 by 3.25 photo mat going here, and then up the top here I have the 4.25 by 4.25 mats positioning here to line those up, and you can manipulate those and move them where you want them to go. And that is layer number 2. What I do like to do with my scrapbooking is, if you're just new to scrapbooking, go right ahead, do it like this, follow the instructions, don't alter anything. But as a scrapbooker, I do like to save on bulk on my layouts, so I do trim and take as much bulk out of these layouts as I possibly can, because your album does get heavy after a while. So what I do, and I won't bore you with what I am going to do because otherwise it will take too time, I'm actually going to cut this designer series paper underneath this, and I'm going to take out the bulk of that so it's just a frame of paper. Then I will do the same again with this pattern piece under here. I'm going to actually cut that strip off, so it's actually now just a strip of that designer series paper. And the same with this, adding just a little bit over here to take that bulk out. This piece of pattern paper here, again, I feel that there is a lot of additional weight to the scrapbooking layout. So what I would do is grab a pencil and mark this designer series paper with the cakes here, cut it, and then come down here and do the same with my lower piece as well, because I want to try and take out as much bulk of my weight of my layouts as I can. But if you don't want to do that, you've got all the measurements here. You can go right ahead and just create these layouts. Nice, simple, quick and easy. Stick your photos down. If you don't have the photos now, you can come back later and do them. You can also add some other embellishments as well. Lots of options with this layout, but that is the first layout in this celebration scrapbook page. So I hope you have fun with that. Let me know how you go. If you need any help, I think I've included all the measurements that I possibly can, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.
What we love, what we do makes a difference in me and you. All these years of inspiration.